taking action for you. 7 Action News This Morning starts right now.
Now at 5 a.m., a man's in the hospital after being shot by a Detroit police officer. What we're learning as that investigation continues.
And it's going to be different this year, but baseball is back in Detroit. The Tigers' home opener versus the Kansas City Royals just hours away. We're going to set the scene for you and get you prepared as the guys get ready to play ball.
And what about the weather for tonight's big game? We do have a chance for storms today as we take a look at the 7 First Alert radar. 7 First Alert meteorologist Kevin Jean shows us what he's tracking this morning. Good morning to all you early risers out there. We thank you for waking up with us. I'm Alicia Smith.
And I'm Keenan Smith live at Comerica Park as we get ready for the Tigers home opener. We do have a whole lot to get to this morning, including a look at the forecast. I mean, this is wonderful weather for baseball any time of year, but for the Tigers home opener, Kevin, this is a remarkable start to the day. It's incredibly warm out here.
And it's a big deal. I feel a little pressure off this year. You know, it's like if the rain doesn't time out exactly, I think fewer people will be upset with me because nobody's going to the game today. We do have the chance of rain, though, and at times we may get some heavy rain. Obviously, you don't want any delays or anything like that. Well, first off today, it's soupy outside. It is a muggy start. Temperatures are in the 70s. Dew points are going to be in the 70s all day. Cold fronts out to our west, northwest. It's going to stay northwest of us until later on this evening once it finally slides through. A few showers sneaking in a little earlier over Coldwater, Battle Creek, and over I-94 and I-69 across south central Michigan. But it's moving west to east. So from Adrian to Jackson, Ann Arbor, around Saline, Milan, and across Lenawee, even southern Wayne County. A chance of a shower this morning through 10 a.m. So through the morning commute. Temperatures right around the upper 70s all morning, 80 degrees by 10. And from noon through 8 p.m., there's a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. I think it's more likely about noon to 6 p.m. and temperatures will be in the upper 80s. So it's going to be a hot, muggy day. Slight chance of some heavy rain and some gusty winds and some of the thunderstorms, but the chance of severe weather is low today.
Take a look right now at our drive out there. So far, everything's looking pretty good, at least on our major freeways. We're starting to see some slowdown, but that's pretty typical for this time in the morning. If we take a look right here, 696 westbound from 75 to the Lodge, 7 minutes in the green. Seeing a little bit of slowdown on the Lodge southbound from 8 Mile to Davison, 7 minutes in the yellow. Also in the yellow eastbound I-94 from Michigan to 96, 5 minutes. So some slowdown, but nothing too major. If we go ahead and take a live look now at our roads, you can see out there I-94 and Van Dyke looking good in this area. I'll keep an eye out and let you know if we see any backups or any crashes. Alicia?
All right, thank you very much, Allie. Developing right now, a police shooting in Detroit late last night sends a man to the hospital. This is the third shooting in the city in less than 3 weeks involving a police officer. 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham is joining us live on the city's west side near the scene. Darren.
Yes, good morning. I don't have much more than that at this point, but we are at the intersection of Wyoming and Plymouth, and I understand that the shooting happened here at the Sunoco gas station right across the street here. According to an attendant here, police were monitoring those green light cameras. They saw someone who they wanted to question. Once they got here, they tried to talk to that individual. They ended up taking off running, and we understand that that person was shot over here. This is the scene of another Detroit police officer-involved shooting, the third in 16 days. Police say a 27-year-old man was struck by an officer's bullet and taken to the hospital. A weapon was recovered. Back on July 10th, police shot and killed Hakeem Littleton in self-defense. Littleton was present during the arrest of another man when Littleton opened fire on an officer at close range. The department released this body cam footage, which shows it all. On July 23rd, on the city's east side, police tried to pull over a man allegedly involved in the shooting of 4 Detroit teenagers. When the vehicle he was in crashed, everyone got out and ran. Police say they spotted a weapon in the suspect's hand. He didn't fire any shots, but an officer shot and killed him out of fear for his own safety. All right, and back here, similar situation. I should say before they were not able to talk to him, and so once he took off, they had spotted a weapon. they say, and they ended up shooting him. We do know that he was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. We will be working to get more information on this latest shooting. Reporting live on Detroit's West Side this morning, Darren Cunningham, 7 Action News.
Thank you for that live update, Darren. We are seeing a surge in the coronavirus cases here in our state. The state reported more than 1,000 new cases on Sunday. Health officials say it's because of a backlog of data, but no new deaths were reported. Nearly 350 summer school students have now been tested in Detroit. The Detroit Public Schools Community District says still only 2 students have tested positive for an infection rate that is below 1%. Protesters are expected to gather outside Detroit Renaissance High School this morning at 7 o'clock, calling for schools to be closed. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says the details of a new coronavirus relief package will be unveiled today. It is expected to include an unemployment benefit extension, but economists expect it to be less than the $600 a week that people were seeing. But there could also be another round of stimulus checks for people making less than $75,000 a year. We do have team coverage as we get ready for the Tigers home opener. Our Jennifer Ann Wilson is live outside Comerica Park, and Keenan Smith, of course, live inside the park. Good morning to both of you. It's exciting, even if the fans aren't in the stadium this year.
With that, it is exciting. Yes, there are not going to be fans in the stadium, but there's still certainly some energy all across Metro Detroit because baseball is back. It's not something we've been able to say for a long time. It's been coming in fits and starts, but we are going to see some baseball here at Comerica as we move on throughout the day. Now, the home opener is always a big day here in Detroit, especially for downtown. It means a lot for businesses, but it's going to feel different this year, no doubt about that. A first pitch, 7:10, all of these seats, well, they're going to look just like they look now. They're going to be empty. But outside Comerica Park, there's still that buzz. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson is live outside Comerica with how some creative fans plan to cheer on the team. Jen?
Oh, yeah. Keenan, today is the day, of course, as you mentioned, Tigers fans have been waiting for, hoping for, praying for months to see those boys under the bright lights once again. And those of you who already have your coolers packed, those portable TVs are ready for tailgating, pump the brakes because this year that is a major foul ball. Police are going to be cracking down. But on the bright side, there are new interactive technologies helping you interact with players like never before.
On the ground to second. There it is. Goodrum on the turn. The Tigers win it.
Detroit Tigers fans are ready to celebrate another victory tonight, this time at home against Kansas City. And for the first time in history, fans won't be allowed inside the ballpark on the home opener. But the Tigers still want to hear you make some noise through a new feature on the MLB app called Cheer at the Ballpark. You can.
Fans can log in and really follow along with the game and provide their views through clicking, clap, applause. There is a boo button too.
That will directly influence the pre-recorded crowd noises played over the loudspeaker. And what's even more exciting, Tigers players will be able to see fan reactions on the big screen from videos to tweets. Just use the hashtag Detroit Roots during the game. Your message could pop up for players to read.
All of these things add up into, touch points for our players to stay connected with the fans. And that's what we're trying to provide in what is certainly a strange year.
Expect new camera angles inside Comerica Park tonight designed to give you a new perspective on the game. Something else that will look different this year? Tailgating. It's a long-time tradition, but with coronavirus in play, Detroit police are cracking down.
There's no allowance for tailgating. Tailgating is illegal. You cannot drink in a parking lot. But especially in times like these, we will be heavily enforcing that so that we don't have any outbreaks or any spread of the COVID.
Yeah, Detroit police say that they will actually have extra enforcement out and about. The parking lots all near the Comerica Park are going to be closed, as will the streets. They said they will be cracking down on tailgating, so just be prepared for that and keep that in mind. Keenan, there are a number of businesses, though, that are using and utilizing their outdoor spaces and trying to make this day special for fans. We'll be talking about that coming up in the next half an hour. Keenan?
Absolutely. Although it's not going to be the same, there's still that energy, that buzz, and Tigers fans are thrilled to have their team back in action, back here at Comerica. Thank you so much, Jen. Alicia, it feels great out here.
Yeah.
This would be a wonderful day if we could get folks in the stadium, but lots of people are just going to be in their backyards. They're going to open up the windows in their house. There's still going to be a lot of folks out there cheering on the Tigers, and they're going to get a little taste of that outdoors. Look at this. Look at that, 79 degrees outside right now
at
in the 5 o'clock hour, and it was 80 degrees, 5:10. So, you know, it is a wonderful opening day, a home opener here for the Tigers. In my next update, we're going to have more on how the Tigers plan to pay tribute to Mr. Tiger, KALINE. It's coming up in about 10 minutes. Alicia?
All right, great. Thank you so much for that live update, Keenan. We'll check in with you in just a little bit. 5:10 is the time right now. And making your voice heard without leaving your car. The Metro Detroit city that's planning drive-through voting ahead of Michigan's primary. Plus, remembering John Lewis and the civil rights icon and congressman being honored in Washington, D.C. The big change is being made to keep mourners safe.
Take a look at the muggy meter. That's not what you like to see. It's humid this morning. You could feel it immediately. It's going to stay humid all day today. I'll also look at temperatures and tell you how hot it's going to feel today, including with our chance of rain in the forecast.
Take a live look now at your roads. We are looking at I-94 east of MOROSS. You can see here traffic moving smoothly, at least in this area. Eastbound I-94, all lanes remain closed because of road buckling from Gratiot to Chalmers. Heads up there on your morning commute. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
The late congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis will lie in state today outside at the top of the Capitol steps. A public viewing will start after a private arrival ceremony. Masks are required and social distancing will be strictly enforced. Congressman Lewis's family has asked that people not come in from out of state to pay their respects. Lewis passed away on July 17th after losing his battle with cancer. He was 80 years old. Ferndale is holding drive-through voting ahead of the upcoming August 4th primary. The unique event will take place from 5 until 8 p.m. tomorrow and Wednesday outside City Hall. Registered voters in the city can request and receive absentee ballots and then return them on site, or if they prefer, they can take the ballot home and fill them out and then mail it back or drop it off in the ballot box. People who are not registered to vote can also get registered during the event. The city says if the pilot program's successful, it will run again in November. 5:15, remembering the man known as Mr. Tiger, how the Tigers plan to honor KALINE tonight and throughout the season. Also next, a tearful reunion as a couple is reunited with 2 puppies taken at gunpoint. What the owners are telling us now that the dogs are back home. You're watching 7 Action News this morning. 2 adorable English Bulldog puppies taken at gunpoint are back safe at home this morning. It's an update to a story that we first told you about on Saturday. Our cameras were there as police reunited those 2 pups with their ecstatic owners. The breeders drove all the way from Lansing to 12 Oaks Mall to meet with a buyer who claimed to be buying the dogs for his teenage daughters. But once there, the family had a gun pulled on them and the thieves ran off with the puppies. The family went back to Lansing, and then they got a call from an attorney who told them they could come pick up the puppies from Detroit police.
My children have been traumatized from this, and I hope whoever it is, they will be caught. They will be caught.
It's not clear where the puppies were found, but the breeders are thankful to everyone who helped reunite them with their dogs. Oh, little buddies. Well, if you're out walking your dogs this morning, it's a muggy start. The pups will probably like it. How about it?
It's tough. It's gonna be a tough day today with the humidity. So I sent out a push alert too. I said, hey, it's a bad hair day, heads up, because it's sticky outside right now. It's a very humid day. You may get a shower, especially south of I-94. We'll show you the map in just a second. Then we have thunderstorms possible between noon and 7 p.m. Overall, the severe risk is lower today. It's been lowered even from the forecast yesterday. But 1 or 2 storms may have still torrential rain and there is the possibility of some damaging wind gusts as well. And now, this is their severe threat. It's mainly southeast of Michigan, but we're just included just the sliver of southeast Michigan. So all the way up to, I'd say, Mount Clemens, St. Clair Shores, Grosse Pointe, all the way through Detroit and south through Monroe, and even all the way west to Adrian this afternoon between noon and 7 p.m. A shower or thunderstorm could be strong. Dew points are high. They're in the 70s today. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 80s. We'll get a slight chance of a shower this morning south of I-94. This afternoon between noon and 7 p.m. a thunderstorm possible. So I don't think it's going to be widespread where we're all guaranteed the rain, but you're going to probably want the rain because without it, it's humid, it's hot. It's going to feel like it's in the mid-90s today. And then tomorrow and the rest of the week, lower humidity, near average temperatures with highs in the mid-80s.
I'm keeping an eye on our roads for you right now. We are going to be taking a live look at 696 in Inkster, and you can see traffic moving smoothly so far in this area. We don't have any major slowdowns because of construction, no crashes slowing you down. So far, your morning commute looking good. Keenan?
All right, thank you so much, Allie. Well, we're excited for the first pitch here at Comerica Park tonight, but before the game, the team plans to honor the man known as Mr. Tiger, Al Kaline. He passed away in April. Now, a ceremony will recognize Kaline's career and his impact on this community. Certainly, he's had a big impact all across Metro Detroit. Some of the memorials will continue throughout the season. The team will have already been wearing patches on their arm with Kaline's number 6. And each player will keep that on their sleeve the whole season. A flag with Kaline's name will fly in center field, the center field flagpole tonight. Special bases will also be laid out on the diamond featuring Al Kaline's signature. Now, the Tigers are just 3 games into the season, but they're in a tie for first place. Justin Rose shows us how the Tigers won Sunday in the 9th inning.
Good morning, everyone. It's something we haven't said in a while. A Detroit team has a winning record. While I realize there's still 57 games left in the season, it's just like getting a birdie on the first hole in golf. You still might shoot 100 on the day, but you feel pretty good in that moment. Series finale yesterday from Great American Ballpark. Top of the 3rd, Nico Goodrum, a solo shot. The players described that stadium as a popcorn park, no doubt about that one. Tigers take a 1-0 lead, but it would be tied all the way into the 9th at 1. Free agent signing of C.J. Cron proving to be a good one. Cameron Maben aboard the bases, and Cron sends this one out of here. Tigers go up 3-1. Reds would add suspense in the bottom of that inning, scoring a run, but Joe Jimenez, he slammed the door shut on a game-ending double play. Tigers win it 3-2. It's their first series win of the season.
Yeah, every game's huge, especially with the expanded playoffs I just put in. Anything can happen, especially once you get into the playoffs and you play another 3-game series. The main secret is getting in and then letting everything else kind of take care of itself. And I think we want to win as many games as possible. And I think we did a pretty good job here in Cincinnati, and hopefully we can continue that going back home.
You know, you grind your best out, try to get a good pitch and, you know, put a short swing on it and see what happens. So definitely sitting out this win to, you know, get the series is huge.
And, of course, we're going to have tons of coverage for you guys all day long leading up to that home opener tonight against the Royals. That's your sports update for this morning. Have yourself a great day.
In this morning's GMA First Look, race to a vaccine, a major milestone in the battle against COVID-19. For the first time in the U.S., Phase 3 vaccine trials are now getting underway. 30,000 Americans are expected to volunteer for Moderna vaccine clinical trials. hoping the vaccine will be the answer to defeating the coronavirus, which has now infected more than 16 million people worldwide.
I think it's very important that a person steps up and tries to do something good for the world at this point.
73-year-old Jeffrey Balkin is in good health and says he's not nervous at all about the risks.
To me, it's obvious that a vaccine is the holy grail.
And coming up at 7 a.m., George Stephanopoulos goes one-on-one with Moderna's co-founder and chairman. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
Well, here's the forecast for Ann Arbor today. It's real muggy outside no matter where you are across southeast Michigan and around Metro Detroit. But temperatures are going to be in the 70s this morning, warming to the 80s by about 11 a.m. Chance of thunderstorms between noon all the way through 7 p.m. And if you don't get one of those showers or storms, or at least nearby, temperatures could spike all the way to the upper 80s and the heat index as high as 95 degrees. So it's going to feel like it's in the mid-90s today. But we do have the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. So this evening, downtown Detroit, 82 degrees by 7 p.m. Chance of a thunderstorm through 7, but after 7 o'clock, it looks good with decreasing clouds.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, within the next 30 minutes, we're going to be updating you on stories from Warren and Detroit. Many businesses say they'll be getting a boost thanks to the Tigers home opener. What restaurants are doing to keep their customers safe. And we're taking a live look at Comerica Park on this Monday, how the Tigers are trying to keep things as normal as possible as the team takes the field in the home opener. You're watching 7 Action News on this Monday morning.
Taking action for you. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
Now at 5:30, a tragedy in Warren, a 10-year-old girl's life cut short in a crash. What's being done to help her family? Senate leaders expected to propose a new stimulus package today amid the coronavirus crisis, what it means for unemployment benefits, and a possible second round of stimulus checks.
Today is the home opener, and though fans won't be allowed inside Comerica Park, there are new ways to connect with the team through technology and local businesses. They are still counting on you. Coming up, we'll talk about some of the special programs they have going on so you can still have that home opener game day feel.
Good morning, early risers. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Monday, the 27th day of July. I'm Alicia Smith.
And I'm Keenan Smith, and I'm live here at Comerica Park as we're getting ready for the Tigers home opener. Whole lot gonna be going on here today on the field, not so much in the stands, but baseball is back in Detroit, and that in itself is reason to celebrate. And you know something? It's the Tigers home opener, but it feels like midsummer.
Yeah.
Let's check in now with 7 First Alert meteorologist Kevin Jeans. Kevin, it is warm out here this morning.
Isn't that strange? We're used to the home opener being 42, maybe a little bit of snow, maybe some sleet. And now the heat index is going to be in the 90s today, and it is just muggy this morning. It is super humid out right now, and it's going to be very humid throughout the entire day today until this cold front moves across the state and we get the winds to shift out of the northwest. That's going to happen, but not until about the time the sun's going down, and that's whenever the humidity is going to be really dropping off. This morning, a few showers right now around North Adams. This is south of Jackson and still west of Lenawee County, but these are tracking from the west to the east. So south of I-94, south of Ann Arbor, and south of Belleville, Ypsilanti, a slight chance of a shower through the morning drive. Everywhere else, it's just going to be real humid with mostly cloudy skies, and it's near 80 degrees right now. Dew point temperatures are in the 70s, 72. That's the dew point in Detroit, and it's going to stay in the 70s all day. So the heat index today climbing into the 90s. Depending on where these showers are, we get a chance of showers and thunderstorms for everybody between noon and 7 p.m. There could be some heavy rain in some of those. We're going to let you know how much the humidity drops off and what the forecast is like for the rest of the week coming up.
Well, luckily we're not seeing any of that rain, at least this morning. So our drive time's looking good so far, especially on 75. Tends to get a little congested because of construction, but 75 southbound from M59 to 696, 16 minutes in the green. 96 eastbound from US 23 to 275, 13 minutes in the green. And I-75 southbound from 696 to Davison, 9 minutes. So everything in the green, everything looking good. That's reflected on some of our MDOT cameras. Let's go ahead and take a live look now at our roads. This is 94 at Mount Elliott. We do have a closure in this area. I'll let you know about it in just a minute coming up. Alicia?
Thank you very much, Allie. 5:33 new this morning. A man is in stable condition following another officer-involved shooting in Detroit. Now, this latest incident happened around 11 o'clock last night in the area of Wyoming and Plymouth on the city's west side. Now, the circumstances surrounding that shooting are not clear at this time, but police are telling us the 27-year-old man was shot and is in custody. They also say a weapon believed to belong to the suspect was recovered from the scene. Now, this is the third shooting in Detroit involving a police officer since July the 10th. The other two men shot by police officers both died of their injuries. Charges could be filed as early as today against the driver of a dump truck who was involved in a deadly crash in Warren. Witnesses say that the truck was speeding Saturday when it ran a red light at 10 Mile and Ryan. The driver reportedly lost control, which caused the crane the truck was hauling to fall off the top of that vehicle. 10-year-old Gianna Giannini was riding in with her mother, and Gianna died at the scene. Her mom suffered minor injuries. Family members say that Gianna's parents do not have the money to pay for her funeral, and they're pleading for help.
Need help. They don't have no income. They don't, have no work. They basically don't have anything that they can do to provide this funeral.
If you'd like to make a donation, you can find a link to the family's GoFundMe page at WXYZ.com. We turn now to the latest in the fight against the coronavirus. We are seeing a major surge in cases. The state health department reported more than 1,000 new cases. That's more than twice the increase reported on Saturday. The health department says that there was a backlog of data from the lab Sunday that had not been processed in time for Saturday's report. No new deaths were reported on Sunday. More than 6,100 people have died from the virus since the beginning of the pandemic here in Michigan. A third week of protests is expected to begin today over summer school classes in Detroit. Demonstrators are set to meet at Renaissance High School this morning at 7 o'clock. All this coming as the Detroit Public Schools Community District says that nearly 350 summer school students have been tested for COVID-19 and still 2 have tested positive. The district says that's an infection rate below 1%. Senate leaders, are expected to unveil a second stimulus package proposal today. Now, this is said to include another $1,200 stimulus check, an eviction moratorium, and a new unemployment aid proposal. The current unemployment bonus of $600 a week runs out at the end of the week. The new proposal calls for giving workers 70% of their pre-pandemic wages. 3 games into the season, the Detroit Tigers are in a tie for first place. So they're taking on the Kansas City Royals tonight in the home opener at Comerica Park. Our Keenan Smith, of course, live at Comerica Park for us this morning. We're not going to have fans, but it's still exciting. Keenan.
Without a doubt. I mean, the fans won't be here, but the fans will be celebrating all throughout Metro Detroit, and Tigers fans all around America are going to be celebrating the home opener. And you know something? Winning is good for business. After a 4-month delay, it's finally time to play ball here at Comerica Park. The guys will take the field tonight, 7:10, first pitch against the Kansas City Royals, and they're going to try to keep that winning streak going, but it will not be business as usual. Both fans and businesses have to change the way they do business here to celebrate the Tigers and to celebrate the home opener. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson has more on that aspect of the story, live from outside Comerica. Jen?
Yeah, Keenan, for example, the 7th inning stretch, I can still do it really anywhere, on the street corner, in my home. There are still things happening, but they are happening differently. And businesses like restaurants and bars, they are really hoping that this home opener, even with the pandemic rules, will help get their businesses back in the game.
We got security is going to be at the door. We're going to be taking temperature. It's gonna be social distancing. The mask is a must.
The owner of Brass Rail Pizza Bar is ready to roll. He says the Tigers' home opener brings in a lot of dough every year, but this year the focus is keeping customers safe.
It will be no mingling. It will be sitting down at a table or no standing by the bar or, chit-chatting.
Brass Rail on West Adams near Woodward has 23 TVs in the first floor and 8 more upstairs for an immersive multi-angle home opener viewing experience. And not too far away, servers at Tin Roof are ready to take your order too. It's a familiar spot, the old Chelly's Chili Bar on East Adams. The new owners are taking every precaution to keep you safe, admitting the pandemic is proving to be challenging.
But who knows? We don't know at this point. It's going to be the first year probably in the history of this area where there's way more what ifs than guarantees.
Along with their honesty is a commitment to being one of the safest spots to enjoy a Tigers game, and as a new hotspot in town, it's Tin Roof's first chance to hit a home run with Tigers fans. They need your help.
We're hoping that we get the support from the area that we hope we're going to get. We are spending a lot of money, and we're going to have entertainment inside and outside pretty much all day.
While Tigers fans might not get to experience the big screen inside Comerica Park, Tin Roof is offering a great runner-up.
We are going to have a giant 110-foot LED video board outside to show the game on our patio.
Well, and as you might notice, that Tin Roof right here over my shoulder happens to be right across the street from Comerica Park. So still plenty of options to be in the orbit near the action of the game. You do need to remember, of course, that pandemic rules are in effect. Dining rooms can operate at 50% capacity. There must be 6 feet at least of space between parties, and you must wear a mask until you're seated unless medically unable to do so. Now, Detroit police will be out in full force tonight. They're going to be working to help keep everyone safe. That first pitch at 7:10, and again, a lot of people excited for today. No matter how it is, they're celebrating. Police say they're here to make sure you celebrate safely. Keenan.
All right, thank you so much, Jennifer Ann. And we're joined now by Ron Colangelo, who is the Vice President of Communications for the Tigers. Ron, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about how you see this playing out this evening. What's it going to feel like for not just the folks here in the stadium that are mainly working, but for the fans at home?
Well, first and foremost, Keenan, great to be with you and all the viewers on Channel 7. The home opener tonight is the first night home opener in 40 years. So when you talk about what's different right out of the gate, it's also 60 degrees warmer than it would normally be on an opening day or a home opener. But we're really excited that baseball is back, obviously, regardless of how many games we're going to play, which is a 60-game schedule this year, which is different. Team is off to a good start, so we'll see what happens. It's a sprint to the finish line. But as we've talked about so many times, and you and I talked about off camera, with Tiger fans, we're really hoping that they practice safe and healthy protocols, to engage with the club on television, radio, on our social media channels. We're thrilled that the game is back on the field. The players are thrilled to be back. So we're excited. I mean, it's truly, to get to this point after these 4 months, it's really an accomplishment.
Now, you mentioned that you hope that the fans will engage with the Tigers on their social media channels.
Yeah.
How are you guys staying engaged with the fans? Because normally you'd fill up this stadium, 82 times a year.
Well, what we're doing is we have a new campaign called Detroit Roots that, no one roots harder than Detroit fans, and Detroiters are so passionate about the Tigers, not just in the city, but obviously across the entire state. So what we're doing is we're encouraging fans to engage on our social channels, send in their videos from home, their pictures from home, how they're rooting and cheering on the ball club. We're going to do a lot in the park still to give that atmosphere, so when you're watching on television or listening on radio, you still feel like you're there. And our broadcast partners will do a great job. And having you out here and other media to keep everyone engaged.
Well, Ron Colangelo, thank you so much for coming out here. It is fantastic to have baseball back. I can feel the energy here, both in the ballpark and just in the community as well.
Thank you, Keenan.
And I know you guys are going to have a great season, already off to a great start, 2-1. They took the series down in Cincinnati, so that's the way you want to kick off the season. Alicia, we're going to be excited. We're going to be watching it throughout the day. And as Ron said, it is a sprint to the finish. we're already 5% done with the season.
I know.
60 games, we're done with 3. I mean, this is going to be moving by really fast.
Yeah, there's a lot for us to get used to this season, and the way it's going to fly by is certainly one of them. All right, we're going to check in with you in just a little bit. Thank you, Keenan. Kevin?
All right, it's exciting. It's the home opener, and today it's really humid outside. We do have the chance of rain and some thunderstorms this afternoon. This is a still frame of our future cast at 3 p.m. We'll time out when the rain starts and if it's going to clear out in time for the ball game.
We are taking a live look now at I-94 and Shook. Things looking good out there. No crashes slowing you down at least. I'll keep an eye out for you, though.
Thank you, Allie. Also up next, helping you and your kids go back to school safely. Up next, how you can do this, the key piece of information many doctors are using to determine if kids can go back to class. You're watching 7 Action News on this Monday morning. 5:46 beginning today. We're helping you make important decisions in our Safely Back to School series. We know so many parents are concerned about sending their kids back to class. And this morning, reporter Chris Conti shows us a specific scientific number that many experts believe is key to classroom safety.
It's daunting for sure, the decisions that you have to make.
A summer of social distancing is giving way to a fall of uncertainty for Courtney Noffsinger and her family.
We had no idea that we would still be battling this in July heading into the next school year. It's just absolutely mind-blowing.
Courtney has spent the last few weeks agonizing over her daughter and the start of the coming school year.
It's been a little bit lonely for me.
Like so many students, 11-year-old Presley Noffsinger wants to go back, leaving families across the country at a critical crossroad.
But we're fearful, especially when the data keeps changing.
So where can parents turn for guidance? MIT has created the COVID-19 projection machine. It gives parents an interactive map to work with. As you scroll over each state, you can see current case numbers. Pay attention to this one number, though, the positivity rate. Health experts say once a state's positivity rate goes above 5%, parents should take note.
Parents don't like to hear me say it, but we will be undertaking a whole series of experiments across this country.
Dr. William Schaffner is one of the country's leading infectious disease experts. He wants parents to be flexible if cases in your district start to rise.
That school system is going to have to figure out if there's a trigger point there where they call a timeout and everybody stays home and the learning becomes virtual.
Dr. Schaffner also says in-person learning will be more successful if parents model good behavior at home. Wear a mask in public. Show your kids what social distancing looks like.
If you do that in your family already, then it'll be easier for the child to understand what's happening.
Oh, that was sweet.
As for Courtney Noffsinger, she's decided to let her kids go back on a hybrid schedule and is emphasizing safety.
Just keep coaching them, keep putting the thoughts in their heads that they have to wash their hands, they have to wear the mask going in and out of the building, and why.
Like so many other parents just trying to get safely back to school. I'm Chris Conti reporting.
Coming up at 6 a.m., reducing contact once students do return to class. What one local high school is doing when it comes to lockers and hallways. Time now is 5:48 as we turn our attention to the forecast on this Monday, July 27th. A beautiful view of Comerica Park, all the Tigers there, who usually are looking at fans already in the parking lot on opening day.
There's usually a line around the corner to get into that parking lot.
I know it. Woo.
Man, I miss the smells, the sights. You know, it's tough. It's different without the big crowd there for the home opener today. But it's real humid outside this morning. Maybe you're going to be thankful you're in AC this morning and this afternoon, because it's going to be hot and muggy all day today. And right now, it's pretty quiet, not much rain around Michigan. I'm going to zoom in closer. There have been a couple of isolated showers with some brief heavy rain, mainly west of Coldwater, but now just southwest of Adrian and Lenawee County. These are moving west to east, so Fairfield, a little bit of rain, a quick moving shower there, but could produce some heavy rain for a few minutes before that moves on. So most of that activity is going to stay south of Adrian and south of Monroe as that moves west to east. But this morning, it's muggy outside no matter where you are. 77 degrees at 7 a.m. in Novi. So if you're going out this morning to walk the dog or go for a walk, It's muggy. It's 79 degrees by 9 a.m. It's warm, too. So we're already, now this morning it's 79. Our average high temperature is 84. We're close to the average high temperature. And here we are. The sun hasn't even come up yet. 89 our high this afternoon. It's going to feel like it's in the low to mid 90s with the humidity. We have a chance of showers and thunderstorms between noon and 7 p.m. And one or two of those may have some real torrential rain and some gusty winds. Overall, the severe threat is low today, but the chance of storms lasts until 7 p.m. And then clouds gradually decrease. So during the game tonight, first pitch at 7:10, and the game this evening, the humidity is going to be dropping as the wind shifts out of the northwest through the game. So by 10 p.m., it's 77 degrees. It's going to feel much more comfortable by tomorrow morning. Humidity keeps dropping tonight. Less humid tomorrow. Partly cloudy with a high of 85, and our temperatures don't change much through the work week. 85 Wednesday, 84 Thursday, Friday. Still low humidity overall throughout the week. Our next chance of rain after today holds off until the end of the weekend.
Well, the roads are looking good so far this morning. We're taking a live look now at I-96 west of Middlebelt. You can see traffic moving smoothly in both directions, both westbound and eastbound. So not seeing any slowdown here. Also really not seeing any slowdown in any other areas. No crashes out there currently, but I'll be keeping an eye out for you to let you know if something pops up. But something that has popped up that you should know about if you're making your way around Metro Detroit today, you'll want to avoid this section of eastbound I-94 from Gratiot to Chalmers on Detroit's east side. As you can see, the pavement is buckling. MDOT says it expects this part of the highway to remain closed until sometime late tomorrow, and this is in part due to the extreme temperatures that we've seen. Alicia?
Thank you very much, Allie. EW Scripps, our parent company, and Dish are in contract negotiations, but at 7 p.m. on Saturday, July 25th, WXYZ, along with our sister station, WMYD, went dark with Dish customers. Now, since launching its first TV station back in 1947, Scripps has never before experienced a station blackout with any cable or satellite operator. Scripps said in a statement, after nearly 5 months of negotiating with Dish and multiple contract extensions, we are disappointed that Scripps and Dish have not been able to reach a resolution to a new distribution agreement. We intend to continue to negotiate as long as it takes to reach a new agreement that returns WXYZ and WMYD to the air quickly. Dish customers who cannot access their channel should visit our website, WXYZ.com, for more information. 5:52 is the time now. Up next, helping people get to the polls. What Apple is doing to get its employees to vote. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is helping its workers get to the polls. The tech giant is giving employees 4 hours paid time off to vote in November. The move includes retail workers. Apple joins Lyft, Twitter, and Uber among major tech companies giving workers time to vote. And if you think wearing a face mask is boring, check this one out. It has LEDs that display whatever you want, drawings, text, or even what you're saying. The designer thinks face masks are becoming a standard part of our wardrobes. And finally, a creative way to present a check to a lottery winner without violating social distancing rules. Lottery officials in Quebec enlisted the help of a robot to safely hand deliver the check for nearly $4.5 million. They say no human hands touched the check for 72 hours before the presentation. Who covered it, though? Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Humid outside today, and the muggy meter is pretty high. It's a very humid morning. It's going to be humid afternoon. A few showers possible this morning south of I-94. There's a low chance of that. Higher chance of a shower or thunderstorm anywhere between noon and 7 p.m. So they'll be popping up as early as lunchtime and lasting as late as 7 p.m. There's a chance one or two of those showers or thunderstorms has some real heavy rain and some gusty winds with it too. So keep that in mind for afternoon plans today. But the dew point temperatures low 70s all day. That's a muggy day. Humidity really begins to drop off after 7 p.m.
Oscar-winning actor Tom Hanks is taking on a new role as a hot dog vendor. He provided his voice to add to the stadium sounds for the Oakland A's.
Not a ball game without a hot dog. Who wants a hot dog? Hot dog here.
That's a picture of a young Tom Hanks selling hot dogs, to cardboard fans, including a cat, all to make the game atmosphere, feel as normal as possible in this day and age. It's tough, but they're trying. Hanks is from Northern California and is a longtime A's fan. And as we all know, there's no crying in baseball, but apparently they're cats. So there's that. 5:58, all new at 6. We told you a lot about that national coin shortage, but why is it happening? We're going to dig into the real reason why everybody seems to be short on change. Plus, safely back to school, we're kicking off our week-long series with the safeguards one school district is putting up. We're going to show you what students will and won't be able to do.
Detroit police investigating its third officer-involved shooting in less than 3 weeks. We'll tell you about the latest one here on the West Side.